everybody, it's Chris Solis back again, overlandbound.md or L Solis on the Overland Bound forums, here to go over your base camp first aid kit. I am the medical ambassador for Overland Bound, board certified general and trauma surgeon, handle critical care, trauma cases, general surgery cases, sort of whatever comes in. So this is definitely in my realm of what I do and what I want to talk to you guys about. Those of you who see my last video, you know that I think it's really important that we have kits to take care of people when we're out in the backcountry. And specifically, I like to talk about the 3-kit system. A boo-boo kit, something with your band-aids to handle little cuts and scrapes. The trauma kit, which we already went over once, and you can get a link to that video. And then today we're going to talk about base camp kits. Before I get into the base camp kit, I'm going to tell you why you need this separate kit. The base camp kit is like your medicine cabinet from home. It's a kit that's got some over-the-counter medicine, something to take care of cuts and scrapes on a daily basis. If you get a little cut and it needs something more than a band-aid, but it's not quite a trauma, something that you can really keep your trip going and take care of people and know that you have what you need to make sure you have a good time with it. So getting into the kits, I'm going to show you this one first. These are identical except for their size. The contents are virtually identical. This one over here is the expedition kit. When we go on trips, and I'm talking 5, 7, 12, 15-day trips, 10 to 20, 30 people sometimes, this is the kit that I carry because I'm the one that they're going to want to go to. We're not going to spend much time on this size of a kit. This is a little overwhelming, I think, for everybody. Nobody actually needs to have a kit this size unless you are the dedicated person for medical things on an expedition-style trip. All the difference is between these is the quantity of each item. I just have more of everything than I do in this little kit. So I'll leave that one there, and we're going to focus on this one. For your base camp kit, I like to use a hard-sided kit because this is the kit that's packed away deep in the rig. It's not one that you need to get out in an emergency. That is your trauma kit and your boo-boo kit. This is the kit where you're sitting at camp. You've got a little more time to assess the situation, to actually do some kind of diagnostics, to really look at somebody, their symptoms, track them, and take care of things. Take a breath, see what's going on. This is going to be the kid that falls and gets a pretty good cut, something that doesn't need your trauma kit, but bigger than a boo-boo. Somebody who's got an upset stomach that you can really help take care of. Advil, vitamin A, my favorite. I'm getting older, I need to take something like that pretty regularly when I'm camping. So these are the Pelican cases. They're the EMS. This one is the 1500, and I think this one's a 1650. I like these. They are expensive and they are overkill. You just need a hard-sided kit to keep something protected when it's deep in your truck. These have a couple rows for over-the-counter medicines. We'll go over this more at some of the classes, but really there's some really good kits you can buy. They're not expensive. They come pre-packaged. They tell you what the medicines are and the dosages. And they're all over-the-counter stuff. Things for upset stomach, cough drops, what else I got in here? Allergies, things like that. I also carry a SAM splint or aluminum splint. Any kind will work. These are great. These are somebody gets a sprain, a fracture, something you need to do to kind of support that. And then I've got tape and gauze to help support that as well. As you go through it, you need a pen, pencil, marker, and paper, because if somebody's having symptoms, you want to be able to write those down, because if they get worse, you may not remember what their temperature was earlier. You may not remember what they were feeling exactly at what time and how long it's been. So it's easy to keep track of things like that if you write them down. Adventure Medical Kits makes a great blister kit. It's kind of got everything that you need all in one package, so I recommend that one as well. I do carry trauma shears in here just because you always need something to be able to expose clothing, cut cloth or tape, or even adjust your ace wraps if you need them. And then one item that's often overlooked is a good set of tweezers. I've got the kind with the broad base plus a pointy thing. Splinters can be miserable for everybody, little prickly pokey things that we all run into out in the wilderness. You need a good set of tweezers to get that out. I also carry a thermometer because the whole putting your hand on the kid's forehead doesn't really work. Cheap little thermometer. It doesn't have to be accurate, it just has to be consistent. So if you use the same one over and over, you at least be able to tell if somebody's getting a fever or getting warmer or getting colder. Other than that, there's just more dressing supplies in there. Here are more medicines, as you can tell. Even I carry a book because I don't remember everything. I recommend the Field Guide to Wilderness Medicine. It's a great job of talking about all kinds of things that you're going to experience out there. It's also a great reference in case I get hurt. Somebody can look things up, make sure they take care of me. I carry a couple ice packs just because chemical ice packs are great. Swelling is what you really want to take care of for the pain, and you can't reproduce that very easily out in the middle of nowhere. Other than that, I have some things that are specific for me. I've got children's Tylenol and children's Motrin, as well as some poison oak cream, just because I have kids and you need to have it just for them. Other than that, what else we got in here? I've got a little bit of a syringe and for cleaning out wounds. You don't need sterile water. I think there's an On Call with Chris episode we talk about wound care. Anything that you will drink water-wise, you can use, but you sometimes need a little bit of force to get the debris out. Other than that, let's see, we've got the Curlex rolls, ace wraps, tape, lots and lots of tape. And the last thing that's kind of a specialty item, but it's cheap and I think everybody should carry, is in this little pouch right here. This is called a pulse oximeter, or pulse ox for short. They are battery operated. They stick on your finger, press the button. What they do is they tell you your heart rate and oxygen in your blood. There's a lot of physics behind it. We don't need to go into the actual details of the machine, but it's a really good way to track somebody's heart rate. High heart rates usually indicate something's going on. Low oxygen, also bad if you're traveling at elevation. But it's non-invasive. It's something that you can do easily. Everybody can understand how it works and what to do with the information versus some of the other things like stethoscopes and blood pressure cuffs. There's not a whole lot you can do with the blood pressure cuff other than get a blood pressure, because you don't have a lot of interventions that can fix anything. So that's really it. It's simple. There's not a lot to these kits. There's just enough to make sure that if you're on a 2, 3, 4 day trip, if somebody gets hurt day one, you have the ability to clean out the wound and put a fresh dressing on every day. Okay, so those are my kits. One last thing I'd like to point out, for the larger kit especially, I've inventoried the list. This is available on the Overland Bound forums under the base camp, boot camp first aid section. I have a list of what I carry. Reason I like to inventory these is I can look through this list without having to dig through my entire kit. Additionally, I keep copies in the glove box, so I don't have to dig through the kit to make sure I have something or don't have it before I pull everything out and get into all my gear. So please check out our other videos. I got a whole series of On Call with Chris. Please go to the Overland Bound forums. We've got a whole first aid section under the boot camp there, and we're gonna go over all these things and what you should do, suggestions, and have just a lot more medical stuff coming for you guys, as it's super important since everybody is gonna become the medic when you're out in the woods. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Everybody stay safe and take care. We'll see you on the next one.